You will never want to throw away another wooden spoon again when you see these unique ideas you can make with them. Here's a fun way to honor a recipe card with memories attached. I'm placing 2 wooden spoons on the right and left side of the recipe card with the spoons facing in the opposite directions. Next, I'm placing 2 more spoons on the top and bottom, creating a frame. To join the spoons together, thin twine is being wrapped in a crisscross pattern to hold 2 spoons at a time together, then tied in a knot. To hang, after considering a couple of nails, I'm using heavy-duty tape instead to save my walls. I'm attaching small rolls of tape on the backs of the spoons and the recipe card, then attaching them to the wall. And the end result is a charming way to celebrate a special recipe with a perfectly themed picture frame. Next up is an easy and productive idea for your garden. I'm selecting 4 spoons, with the bonus being plastic this round for added longevity. Each spoon is getting penciled in with handwritten plant names to lay down how I'd like the words written. Now I'm going over the pencil with a fine-tipped permanent black Sharpie so the lettering really pops against the white spoons. Now I'm cutting some thin twine and twisting it around each spoon, ending in a bow for added interest. For an added decorative touch, I'm drawing tiny polka dots and crosses on 2 of the handles. The size of the spoons makes the script easy to read, and the plastic will help keep these labels in good shape for a long time to come. Here's a fun idea if your kitchen drawers are too full. I'm selecting some wooden spoons with flatter handles, although round can work as well. I'm gathering some random cup hooks with smaller screw heads. Using a small drill bit, I'm drilling into the penciled marks just enough to start a hole without going right through. Each cup hook is getting screwed into the pilot holes until secure. Now I'm selecting some kitchen utensils I wish to feature, then arranging and hanging them from the hooks as desired. You can use some twine or string to help hang objects as well. I'm placing each spoon onto a scrap piece of wood, then drilling 2 larger hanging holes right through the spoon. To mount to the wall, I'm holding the loaded spoons against the wall where desired, then screwing them to the wall. And the end result is a unique and beautifully themed way to display and hang your favorite kitchen utensils. The wooden spoons give off a kitchen-themed vibe while organizing your favorite utensils within easy reach. Next up is a unique way to help serve your favorite food and beverages. I'm selecting 2 scrap wood boards that are cut to the size of a wooden fork and spoon. To join the wood planks, brackets can be used. However, I'm using a Craig jig pocket hole maker, which creates an easy and pro way to join wood. Sliding the jig slider to my thickness of wood, 1 piece is being clamped into the jig with the pencil marks facing away from the drill. Moving the board to the pencil marks, I'm using the middle jig hole to drill 3 holes into the back of 1 board. Facing the boards good side down, the holes are being placed against the other board. I'm inserting screws into the deep angled pocket holes, then pumping the drill slowly until each screw is attached. The wooden fork and spoon are being positioned on each side of the boards, then being marked in pencil where I wish to drill holes. To assemble the handles, I'm inserting the screw through the spoon hole, then inserting a cut plastic straw to hide the exposed screw. To theme this project up right, I'm stenciling a cafe sign onto the middle of the tray using Fusion's Coal Black. To further camouflage the black screws, I'm taping around the screws, then painting those areas in black along with the straws. And I'm left with a perfectly themed serving tray that is ready to serve up my favorite treats or beverages. I love the play of the fork and spoon, which marries the stencil theme and function of this adorable tray.
Let's first of all start off with the spoon. So just a basic Dollar Tree, you can get these, you can get them at big box stores, you can get them absolutely anywhere. So for the first one, this is really simple. Grab yourself a piece of masking tape and mask off as much or as little of the handle as you want to decorate. So I'm just going to wrap this around here like so. I'm going to grab myself a paintbrush and I'm using just some acrylic paint. You can use any acrylic paint you like if there's a colour that matches that person's colour scheme or decor. And I don't even use a palette, I just put it straight on there and then take my paintbrush, make sure it's ready to go, and then just start painting the end like this. Now that masking tape is going to give you a nice crisp line, and when you're done and this is done, you could also just peel this off and be done. Make a lovely set of matching servers and things, or grab yourself a Sharpie. I showed in a different episode how to turn these into a Ray Dunn hack. You can grab some vinyl or a Sharpie and add some letters or some wording on. If you have an electronic cutter, you could cut out a design and put it on. So again, you could take these customizations even further, but that's how simple it is. And you end up with a really nice finish. So then you want to stand them in something to dry. So that's my first idea for you. Then the next one I'm going to share with you is another fun one. And grab yourself some washi tape. Now these are slightly wider washi tapes and they have some really pretty patterns on. There are lots of different washi tapes available. I'm going to do this just under the handle because it makes it a little bit easier. You might want to paint first. Maybe you want to go with the darker purple shade. And I like to create a little bit of tension. So you can see I'm pulling this harder and then folding around. Make sure it's nice and flat. That's where the tension will really help you. I like to wrap it twice just because I find it gives the thicker impression and it just looks a little bit more luxurious. It seems to last a bit longer. Then, as I say, just take your scissors. Use the edge of your spoon as a guide for your scissors. You'll get a nice straight line. Press it down. Add a quick coat of glaze. The food safe ones you usually have to cure for anywhere between 5 and 20 days, but you can add those on and say, you know, don't use. But look how beautiful that looks, and you could add polka dots on. You can add all sorts of fun things onto those spoons and add those effects on. And then just use your fingers to smooth out any of those ripples. So another fun way to customize those spoons. And then I also have this idea of using you can use collage paper, tissue paper, gift wrap, scrapbook papers. This technique will work for any of those, which is another fun way to use up things you might already have around the house. This is it's like a printed tissue paper. They call it collage paper, but as I say, you can use any of those things. Grab yourself some medium. Now you could use Mod Podge, you could use watered down Elmer's glue or PVA. You can use as much. You can also, you know, if you want to just do a line of exactly where you want it. I like to cover most of the handle because I have a longer piece here, and it's going to dry clear, this medium, so it's really nice to use. But again, just quick and easy. Then you take your paper, wrap it on. I'm going to take my scissors. I don't mind so much about this edge because you're not going to see it. You could cut up little pieces and do a really fun kind of collage effect. And then I'm going to keep wrapping. I'm going to put a little bit more on this back side so this sticks. So. And then I just take my paintbrush, which still has medium on it, and put down my last bits. So again, another really beautiful way. Put a quick coat of glaze over it or a sealant. You can also get spray sealant. So it just depends if you want to do it for use or for beautiful home decor use. But again, just a really beautiful way to make that a personalized to the person. In the same kind of idea, we're going to use that collage medium again on this spoon. First of all, we want to grab a piece of the masking tape. Again, I'm keeping masking tension in my masking tape. Squeeze some on both sides. Don't forget to do the edges too when you're painting. So when we do this, we'll make sure we do the edges. I'm pretty generous. Make sure you do your sides and your tops as well because you want to make sure it's everywhere. Same trick. If you need to, just grab it off. So, tidy it up. And then we're going to take some glitter. I like using an ultra fine glitter. This is a Maker Forte. I think they call this one Jelly Shoes. It's a lovely holiday colour. It's like a turquoisey green, so really fun. You could do a matching set based on, again, someone's decor or their favourite colours. all those kinds of things. And give it a light tap just to get the excess off. And if you missed a bit, scoop some up, spring clip back on. Make sure you've got those tops and ends and everywhere is coated. You can gently dip it in. And then you want to again leave this to dry. When it's about halfway dry, I tend to peel the masking tape off. I find that that gives me the best effect. So I have another spoon drying over here with a tacky medium on. While that's drying, I'm going to show you this spoon. So here I have a stencil. This is a 6x6 paper crafting stencil. And I'm just going to turn it over and I'm going to tape with some masking tape my spoon on there now. And you'll find it's not going to move too far on you. Then you might need to reposition slightly. There we go. Perfect. And now I'm going to take, this is just a handheld wood burning tool. Really simple. You can also get pens that you then just heat. I'm going to just go, and it's really nice because it's nice and soft on these pieces here. And then you can trace stamps, you can trace designs. Once you peel off your stencil, you can firm up any lines that you need to, and you could put someone's name on there. You can do all sorts of fun things to personalize this. Lots of different templates out there, lots of different ideas. Again, you could then paint over the top or pre-paint, so many different ways. So once you're finished with your spoon, you can also add some really fun foils onto here. So this is our fifth and final idea. Now I already pre-painted this because you have to let it dry. I use something called Tacky When Dry Gel Medium. Anything that dries tacky will work perfectly for this technique. Again, I'm going to take our spoon. I like to take it towards the edge of my table like this. Pop the piece down. And then just wrap my foil around. And this one is all about pressure. So I like to wrap it around, make sure I've got the ends, like so. And then also rub on the edges like this. You want to just really make sure you rub. If you have something that's a little bit harder, I have like the back of a plastic handle here. This is perfect to just go over and make sure everything is put down perfectly. Okay. And then once you're done, you're going to just peel off your foil. And any areas you've missed, the great thing about this technique is you can just go back, keep pressing, and all of that foil is going to come off. So you're going to end up with this beautiful shattered glass effect. Again, I'd still seal it and things,